we study about Stone Age. Why we are studying Stone Age? This is the first chapter of ancient Indian history. Generally, we used to start our ancient history from Indus Valley civilization. But there is history before Indus Valley civilization. So that period was called Stone Age. It is very important in the context that they have given certain important cultural aspects to the future generations. Indus Valley people did not develop the cities all of a sudden. The culture which the foundations laid in the Stone Age were developed later, and they have taken it to the maximum level, and they lived in the cities. That's why Indus Valley civilization flourished in Indus zone. It was the place where stone tools available. It was the place where earliest evidence of agriculture was also found. So the foundations of our Indian history, the foundations of our Indian culture lied in Stone Age. So it is very important to know about Stone Age. Moreover, in competitive exams, sometimes one or two questions do come from this area. And sometimes these questions are very easy. Even if you know the broad picture of Stone Age, you can understand them. So you should not miss such easy questions in competitive examinations. So let us start with the importance of Stone Age, all the aspects in different aspects, and we will move to the questions, how questions are coming in the examinations, and we will see different aspects and different dimensions in the Stone Age. So first, what is the importance of Stone Age? Why we are studying Stone Age? Because they were the first who invented fire. Fire is very essential element in our culture, and fire is very essential in the human evolution. So these were the people, the Stone Age people, our human ancestors gave us the technique of getting fire from the nature. And they were the first who domesticated animals. Initially, these ancestors were completely relying on hunting and gathering. They were hunting the animals, and slowly they evolved to a stage that these animals were domesticated, and they used these domesticated animals for food at home itself. And Stone Age people were there. They were the beginners who started agriculture. Today, Indian culture is based on agriculture. So this agriculture is the gift of Stone Age people. So this is very important. These are very important aspects of Stone Age. They were the first who invented fire. They were the first who domesticated animals. They were the first who gave agriculture to India. And along with them, they were the first who gave pottery to India. And they invented wheel. As you know, the importance of wheel in our human civilization. It has revolutionized the pottery making. So pottery wheel was used in making pottery, and wheel was used in transportation. So the wheel has revolutionized. Another significant evolution in human evolution is invention of wheel. So again, the Stone Age people were they were the people who were behind wheel invention. So these are various aspects, and they were also the people who gave us painting culture. Painting on rock walls, painting on caves, they were the one who taught us how to paint on the walls. Later generations took these aspects into the next level, but the foundations laid by these Stone Age people. So now see, so these were the people who domesticated first, who did agriculture first, and painting first, pottery first, wheel invention first, settled life. Today we are having so many villages in India, but the first villages appeared in Stone Age only. The questions in examination also do come from in this pair only. If you see the questions, now let us move to the questions, how the questions are being asked. You see the question. The first question: According to excavated evidence, the domestication of animal began in Lower Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic, Upper Paleolithic, Mesolithic. So Stone Age, these are all Stone Ages, different categories of Stone Age. This we will study now. Here it is only to give you a glimpse how questions are being asked. Second question, earliest evidence of agriculture. So question is about earliest evidence of agriculture from which location. Next question, the site which has revealed the earliest evidence of settled life. Settled life means village life. You see that always all the questions are coming from this zone only. Always the first domestication, first agriculture, first village, first cereals. Next question is about cereals. Cereals means crops like rice and wheat. The cultivation of these kind of crops started in which period? Neolithic, Mesolithic, Paleolithic, Protohistoric. Next question, primitive man first learned to, in the importance of Stone Age itself, we got the answer for this. Making fire, later taming animals, later making wheel, later growing grain. Which one of the following places famous prehistoric paintings? So paintings. Bhimbetka is very important. Around 600 caves near Bhimbetka are discovered, and many of these caves are having the paintings prehistoric. As we have seen, prehistory. Prehistory means it is that period of history from which it is that period of history which we do not have written records. If we have written records, if we study from written records, that is history. If we study history from archaeological evidences, that is prehistory. The next question, the main occupation of Paleolithic people. Earliest people, they were depending on hunting and gathering. Later they moved to animal husbandry, agriculture and fishing. So you see, just if you know the broad picture of Stone Age also, you can learn these questions. You can answer these questions in examination very easily. The next question, Neolithic site that was first noticed in India. So these are the questions. You have seen this is the importance. In importance, if you know the importance of Stone Age itself, you can answer some of these questions. Now we will study one by one, and after finishing the class you will answer each and every question there. So here we will segregate systematically. The entire Stone Age can be divided into three parts. One is Old Stone Age. Stone Age is the time period of Stone Age is very huge, very large. So it is very difficult to study entire Stone Age in one go, because there were many changes in the technology, there were many changes in the temperature of the environment, in the nature. So there is a change in human habits. So there is change in nature, change in technology, change in human evolution. So based on these factors, we are dividing the entire Stone Age into three parts. One is Old Stone Age. Technically it is called Paleolithic. Paleo means old, lithic means Stone Age. Okay, lithic means stone, paleo means old. Another one is Middle Stone Age. This is called Mesolithic. Mesolithic Age. Next one is New Stone Age. New Stone Age is called Neolithic. Three broad categories of Stone Age. One is Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. We have seen these terms in the questions. Where was the first Mesolithic and where was the first Neolithic settlement happened, and when was the fire invented, what was the first invention of the people. So these are the terms you will find in the examination. Now we will see how the life of Paleolithic people. First of all, we will see the time period of Paleolithic. This is before 10,000 BC. This is from 8,000 BC to 4,000 BC. This is from 7,000 BC to 1000 BC. In the Indian subcontinent, different locations developed at different points of time. Entire subcontinent, suppose if you take 7,000 BC, around 7,000 BC, entire subcontinent did not move from Mesolithic age to the Neolithic age. Some regions were still in the Mesolithic lifestyle. Some areas of India were entered into Neolithic, new lifestyle. That's why sometimes there is overlap between Mesolithic age and Neolithic age. Now we will see, before 10,000 BC, the entire earth was covered with ice. That period was called geologically Ice Age. Technically it was also called Pleistocene, means Ice Age. From 10,000 BC it is called Holocene. Holocene means entirely new age. So if you broadly, geologically if you categorize, this is Pleistocene age, this is Holocene age. Holocene means entirely new. Holo means whole. Scene means age. So entirely new age. Pleistocene, it is the Ice Age. Holocene means entirely new age. Why it is called entirely new age? We will see now one by one. The habits of the people before 10,000 BC were completely different from the people after 10,000 BC. That's why our human generation, our human race after 10,000 BC is called modern man. So before 10,000 BC, earth was covered with ice. Ice age was going on, and there is a huge limitation on part of humans, limitation by the nature itself, because human beings could not go out as easily as now. They were depending on rock shelters to live and caves to live. They were hunting the animals for food. So it was a difficult time period. So their main lifestyle was hunting plus food gathering. Food gathering. They were depending on hunting. And what kind of technology they were using? Only large tools, large stone tools. They did not have much understanding about tool technology, and whatever tool they could find naturally, they used those stones and they hunted animals and they gathered food with those stone tools. They were relatively large comparing with next generation. So they were used for hunting, cutting, collecting. So these stone tools were used for hunting, cutting, collecting. This is one aspect of Paleolithic people. So hunting is their main activity, food gathering is another activity, large stone tools were used, and these stone tools mainly used for cutting and collecting roots and foods. So another aspect of Paleolithic people was they lived in cave shelters. Cave shelters, because they do not know how to make houses. They do not know how to make bricks. They do not know how to use naturally available material to construct a house kind of thing. So they used naturally available cave shelters as their homes. And they used to hunt in small groups, and they used to hunt the animals. So it was this kind of lifestyle was continued till 10,000 BC. After 10,000 BC, Ice Age ended. Human entered into Mesolithic period. Here nature became warm. Here nature was very cold. Here nature became warm. Whenever there is warm temperature, ice started melting. When ice melted, new lakes were formed. New lakes were formed and birds started coming and eating the fish in the lakes. Human is very great observer of the nature. So he saw that birds were eating a new kind of food, that is fish. So human were also thought that why can't we use the fish as the food? So fishing also came into picture. It doesn't mean that human beings stopped hunting and food gathering. They were doing hunting and food gathering of Paleolithic lifestyle. Apart from that, they started learning fishing as well. They started knowing arrows and bows. With this, they started hunting small animals. In Paleolithic, they were hunting big animals because during Ice Age only big animals could survive, and human beings were depending on big animals. After the Ice Age, some of these animals migrated to the new colder areas. In tropical areas, the temperatures were very high. India is a subcontinent. India is in tropical zone. So temperatures of Indian subcontinent did rise. So some of the big animals which were depending on temperature, cold temperature, they moved to the upper latitudes. Some of the people also migrate to the upper latitude, but those people who stayed in Indian subcontinent, they had to look for other alternatives. So now smaller animals also started emerging, and now smaller animal they have to depend on smaller animals and fishing. So for that they have to depend on tools, stone tools. Once again stone tools were used, but now by this time he started knowing how to use the stone tools very effectively. So he started making small stone tools which could be fixed to arrows, and they can release, and effectively it can reach far areas. So these were also called microliths. So these are the essential characteristics of Mesolithic period. The temperature is warm, new lakes, birds, fishing, and they started knowing arrows and bows, and they used microliths to hunt and to fish. These are the some of the characteristics of Mesolithic. Now coming to the Neolithic age. Why it is called Middle Age means it has still the characteristics of Paleolithic Old Age and some of the Neolithic characteristics also there in Mesolithic. Neolithic, agriculture has become the dominant practice. Along with agriculture, domestication of animals on large scale. But the domestication of animals started in Mesolithic itself. So domestication of animals began in Mesolithic, but it reached to the new level in Neolithic age. Mesolithic, why it is called Middle Stone Age? They were still continuing hunting and food gathering. It was a dominant practice of Paleolithic age. It is a question, previously asked question. And here wheel was invented. With wheel, the pottery making reached next level. But pottery was initially The pottery was initially created during Mesolithic itself, but it is handmade. Now this handmade pottery reached to the next level in Neolithic age. So because of these characteristics, domestication is a major dominant practice in Neolithic. Pottery making also is a dominant factor in Neolithic. Hunting and gathering was the practice of hunting plus gathering. It was the practice of Paleolithic. Stone tools were common. That's why this period is called Middle Age. Now in Neolithic age, the village settlement is another dominant feature in Neolithic age. So if you see this entire picture, you can answer some of the questions. Here you can see hunting and food gathering is a dominant practice of Paleolithic. And one more aspect of Paleolithic is they invented fire. As the nature was cold, in the upper Pleistocene or upper Paleolithic age, they invented fire. Paleolithic, so fire was the first major invention of Paleolithic people. Hunting and food gathering is the dominant of practice of Paleolithic. Domestication of animals began in Mesolithic period. So here itself you can answer 3 questions. As you have seen, domestication of animals began in Mesolithic period. And here, is there any other question? Primitive man first learned to make fire. Main occupation of Paleolithic people was hunting and food gathering. So 3 questions answered. So this is if you know broad understanding of Stone Age, you can answer some questions very easily. So you just remember 3 types of Stone Ages. One is Old Stone Age, second Middle Stone Age, third New Stone Age. Technically they were called Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. And there is another category in Paleolithic itself. Because Paleolithic age covered lakhs of years. Because initially the earliest ancestors started evolving from 50 lakh years onwards. So there was change in the human evolution after 20 lakh years. So 20 lakh years to 10,000 BC means it was very long time period. So hence it was again characterized into Lower Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic, Upper Paleolithic. Upper Paleolithic covered from 40,000 BC to 10,000 BC. This is up to 40,000 BC from 1 lakh years. Here till 1 lakh years before present. So here Upper Paleolithic is very important because during this time fire was invented. So it is the zone. And here one more aspect. These Stone Age people also practiced painting on the caves. These cave paintings also emerged in the Upper Paleolithic age only. So this is another very important aspect in understanding Stone Age. So this is Stone Age broadly explained, and here we will explain some of the important aspects. Here in Africa, Eastern Africa, around 35 lakh years ago, our human ancestors emerged. From here, moved to different parts of the world, to North America, to South America also. From here, these people moved. The earliest evidence of fossils in India belong to 5 lakh years. But based on stone tools, around 20 lakh years, here in Sohan Valley, in northwestern part, we found some stone tools which were broadly belong to 20 lakh years to 13 lakh years. Still research is going on whether they really belong to this time period or not. But the 5 lakh period evidence was very it was found that there was a human skull. That skull was belonged to 5 lakh years. The place is Hathnora. Based on stone tools, 20 lakh years onwards, human evolution in the Indian subcontinent was discovered based on stone tools. A human skull belonged to 5 lakh years before present was also discovered in the Indian subcontinent. And from 1 lakh year onwards, 1 lakh years before present, so many stone tools across the Indian subcontinent were discovered. So many stone tools. Lower Paleolithic stone tools were there, Middle Paleolithic stone tools were there, Upper Paleolithic stone tools were there. Upper Paleolithic, we have paintings themselves in the Bhimbetka caves. Bhimbetka is in Madhya Pradesh, and there we can find so many paintings. Those are belong to Upper Paleolithic age. That means there is clear-cut evidence that in Paleolithic age humans were there in India, and from there people entered into Mesolithic age with the domestication of animals, and from Mesolithic to Neolithic they developed agriculture and village settlement. And here we see some of the important places in India. The first one is here, it is Bhimbetka. First we see Paleolithic sites. One is Bhimbetka. Second important in Karnataka, Hunsgi. These are classic sites. There were so many sites across the continent, but we are giving classic sites. Third one, Kurnool caves. Muchetla Chintamani Gavi is the place where Paleolithic stone tools were identified. Here near Chennai, Attirampakam. It is the place near Chennai. So here these are important, and here Sohan Valley is the another place. Now we will see the Mesolithic here Bagor. It is in Rajasthan. It is an important site during Mesolithic period. Here there is another one. This is 6. 7. Adamgarh. This is Madhya Pradesh. It is another classic site which belong to Mesolithic period. Adamgarh is not only Mesolithic period, the stone tools belong to Paleolithic also there in Adamgarh. But mainly this site can be considered as Mesolithic site. And here there is Belan Valley, and here two sites are there, 8 and 9 you can take. 8 is Chopani Mando, 9 Sarai Narahar Roy. Sarai Narahar Roy. So these are important Mesolithic sites. And now come to the Neolithic sites. The first Neolithic site observed was Mehergarh. This is important question. 2 to 3 questions we have seen in the previous questions itself. Mehergarh. The importance of Mehergarh is it is the first Neolithic site identified in the Indian subcontinent. It is the first settlement, village settlement identified in this location only. First time agriculture practiced in this zone only in Neolithic period. Hence, Mehergarh is very important site. It's a classic site of Neolithic period. And they produced cotton also. Cotton for the first time, these were the people who produced cotton. And next, if you see the Indus Valley civilization, this is the area where you can see Indus Valley civilization flourished. But Indus Valley civilization, they became urban centers. They did not become urban centers suddenly. These Neolithic sites evolved over a period of time and became urban centers. This is one of the theories of Indus Valley civilization. And next, Mehergarh is one important Neolithic site. Another here, Koldiva is another important site because here rice for the first time was cultivated. Here cotton for the first time. So always Stone Age means you have to remember which is first in our history. Simple logic. Which is first? Cotton first in Mehergarh. Rice first. For the first time rice cultivation started in Koldiva. First village settlement Mehergarh. First prehistoric paintings in Bhimbetka. So these are the questions do come from the examination. And here so many Neolithic sites came here. Simply we can write South India. Here you can see Maski, Brahmagiri, Utnuru, Nagarjunakonda. So many sites are there from South India. So this is now all these here one more 13 Northeast and one more 14 Kashmir. Here there are so many things. Here in Maharashtra belong to different category. In Orissa also we find tools. Here in Chirand, in Bihar. So here we have given we are seeing only few important sites. Some of the classic sites belong to that particular category: Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. And here some of the questions also. For the first time rice cultivation, and here Bhimbetka. Sorry. Bhimbetka. This is famous for paintings, cave paintings. So cave paintings, Bhimbetka. And here two more things. First, domestication. Evidence of first domestication comes from Bhagor and Adamgarh. Here, first handmade pottery. Evidence comes from Chopani Mandor. And Sarai Narhar Rai, first housing construction. Crude. Pottery is also crude type, but housing construction and pottery reached to the next level in Neolithic stage, but they started in Mesolithic age only. House construction. Even though it is small, but the roots laid in Mesolithic. That's why Mesolithic called Middle Stone Age. So that's why these places are important. And we have seen, like in Neolithic, we have given the time period 7000 BC to 1000 BC. As we have seen, the time period is a range of years, thousands of years lapsed between Neolithic sites, because entire subcontinent may not develop at a time. So this zone was 7000. Mehergarh evolved around 7000 BC. Northeast, it took 7000 years to evolve into the Neolithic stage. And here South India from 2000 to 1000 BC. Here in Bilan Valley, 5000 BC Neolithic sites. Here in Kashmir Valley, 2500 BC. So around 7000 BC Northwest, 5000 BC Bilan Valley, 2500 Kashmir Valley, 2000 South India, 1000 BC Northeast. So different period of time, different lifestyles evolved in different parts of the country. So you have to remember these things only, as we have seen earlier. So importance of the Stone Age. Fire, for the first time invented by the Stone Age people. They were the one who domesticated animals. They were the one who practiced agriculture, pottery, weave, painting, village lifestyle. So we have seen the evidence here. This is the evidence. So this is about Stone Age. Now we'll go to the questions, and let us see how many questions we can answer from the previous year questions. First question. According to excavated evidence, the domestication of animal began in Mesolithic. The earliest evidence of agriculture in the Indian subcontinent obtained from Mehergarh. Name the site which has revealed the earliest evidence of settled life. Again, Mehergarh. The cultivation of cereals first started in Mesolithic, Paleolithic, Protohistoric, Neolithic. Primitive man first learned to make fire. Which one of the following places is famous prehistoric paintings? Bhimbetka. The main occupation of Paleolithic already answered. The Neolithic site that was first noticed in India was Mehergarh. So this is important. And these are the questions. So we have answered all the previous year questions just by understanding the different ages, categories of Stone Age, and the importance of the Stone Age, and different aspects in different parts of the country. So this is the explanation about Stone Age. Here I am just going to read whatever I have explained you or given here. Once again we recap before ending the class. Here we can see, I will take the highlighter. So here, till 10,000 BC lived in Ice Age. This is also called Pleistocene. So this is also called Pleistocene. 50 lakh years ago human ancestors evolved. So here 35 lakhs years ago from African human. So they were the first. After 35 lakh years they moved to the different parts of the country. So earliest human beings came from Africa. 20 lakh years before now, Homo erectus, this is a technical word, Homo erectus and Homo sapien. Homo erectus means upright humans who started walking straight. So this kind of species evolved 20 lakh years before present. Around 3 lakh years before present, thinking human, Homo sapien means thinking humans. So the nature has gifted human beings to think. Because of this feature only, human beings started evolving. There were so many animals which evolved over a period of time along with the humans. But those animals are still living in their lifestyle, like hunting and eating, sleeping. But humans have so many things to do now because he is evolving due to the thinking capability. And Bori in Maharashtra stone tool 14 lakh years before present. So Sohan Valley we have seen 10 lakh years. So here 20 lakh years to 13 lakh years and 10 lakh is Sohan Valley, because different evidence about Sohan Valley is a controversial one. Earlier it was said that 20 lakh years to 13 lakh years. Later it was said 10 lakh years. But Hathnora, it is the evidence of human skull, because human skull, this is a fossil of human being. It was dated 5 lakh years before present. Three phases in Paleolithic age. Division based on changes based on stone tools as well as climate and environment. So based on these two factors, it was divided into three parts: lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic and upper Paleolithic. And these are the kind of tools. The difference in the lower Paleolithic to upper Paleolithic, the time period we have given here 1 lakh years up to 40,000 up to 10,000 BC. But the major difference is climate was changing from very colder level to, I'll take the pen. Here very cold was reduced, cold temperatures were reducing and warmer temperatures were rising. So here the kind of human evolution also changed. Here the cleavers, choppers from large stone tools were used. Here the size, here after breaking these large stone tools, flakes came. Initially they did not break, they were using as it is. Now they started breaking them so that they can carry easily. So those broken parts called flakes, they made blades and burin. Burin means it's like modern screwdriver. So pointers, they can use it to pierce. And another one, flint tools. Flint tool means it's a kind of stone tool. It is used for making flames easily. So we have seen in upper Paleolithic fire was invented. So because of these kind of stone tools, they used scrapers and to make tools less rough. They used scrapers. Scraping means remove unnecessary part. Earlier the stone tools were very rough. The rough part was removed through scrapers and they made it shiny. So here rough stone tools, here the roughness started reducing. And here some of the locations. Here you have Sohan Valley, Bhimbetka, Bilan Valley, here Kurnool. So these are some of the, here so many sites are given, and some of them are lower Paleolithic, some of them middle, upper, and some of the sites stone tools were discovered which were belong to all the ages, lower, middle, that means up to 10,000 BC tools were discovered in these locations. Next, Mesolithic 8,000 to 4,000 BC. These are the stone tools. These are very small tools up to 1 centimeters to 8 centimeters. They were called microliths. And these tools could be fixed in arrows or spears and they used it. So this is about Mesolithic. Subsistence is, still they were depending on hunting and food gathering. It is only middle, this is only middle stone age. All of a sudden Paleolithic lifestyle did not stop. Hunting and food gathering was continuing, and at the same time they changed from big animal hunting to small animal hunting. First time domestication evidence is Bagaur and Adamgar. First time pottery, handmade pottery, Chopani Mando. So this is about Mesolithic, and these are the, here we have seen, this is Bagaur, this is Adamgar, this is Chopani Mando, and this is Muchetla Chintamani Gavi. This is sorry, here Karnool Caves. Somewhere I have said Muchetla Chintamani Gavi belong to Paleolithic, but it is Mesolithic period. It belongs to Mesolithic. So Muchetla Chintamani Gavi from Andhra is important one. It belongs to Mesolithic age. And Neolithic, 7000 to 1000 BC, less dependent on hunting and food gathering, but began producing their own food. That means agriculture. Mehergarh, around 7000 BC. So they produced wheat, cotton, they domesticated sheep, goat, cattle, pottery initially made and later on wheel made. So this is the lifestyle of Neolithic age. The term Neolithic was given by John Lubbock. These are the Neolithic stone tools, and these are the characteristics we have seen already. Agriculture, domestication, polished. They made their stone tools polished, and pottery making and village farming. Because of village farming communities, because of all these characteristics, Neolithic, the term Gordon Childe has given to this kind of development as Neolithic revolution. So this is the map. These are the Neolithic culture. In Mehergarh, cotton for the first time, and in Koldiva for the first time rice cultivation. And Bhimbetka caves, here some of the paintings belong to the Mesolithic period are given. So thank you students. This is about Stone Age, and if you understand broader picture of Stone Age, you could answer some of the questions, easy questions from the Stone Age in the examination. So thank you. We will meet next time with another chapter. Thank you.